Tony's Great Crazy Pretzel here, and I'm here to do another edition of Perimeter of Pro Wrestling. This week's episode, or I guess I should say today's episode, because I did air one yesterday, this one focuses on TNA Impact from last night. And this is actually a video response to D. Jose 101, and I pretty much agree with him. Tonight's Impact was overall a piece of shit. There was a couple of things I liked about the show, but I would say if on a 1 to 10 grading scale, I would give the show maybe a 3. So, it was just a bad show. So, before we go into the likes, dislikes of the show, let's go over the two other things at the square. So, the math question, how many teaspoons are in a tablespoon? The answer will be part of the perimeter this week. And then we go into my 4 likes for the day. I like the TV show Nip Tuck. I think that show was a little strange, but it was good drama back in the day. The show got kind of, granted it was a little different, little weird show, but it started getting kind of bad probably around the second part of the 5th season, but it got a little bit better after that. But if you check out the show, I would definitely recommend it for first 4 seasons of the show. I thought they were pretty good. Another like I enjoy is fried chicken. I had that for dinner last night. I find fried chicken totally delightful. I like, who doesn't like a DVD player? Because you can sit back and watch your movies. And then my other thing on my likes list I enjoy is fans. And I'm not talking about wrestling fans, I'm talking about fans to keep yourself cool when you're hot. So, little life's joys to keep you going kind of deal. The little things in life that you should appreciate. But one thing that we wrestling fans don't appreciate is a bad wrestling show, which pretty much Impact was last night. Now, I'm going to do on the other side of the square here, I'm going to go just into the couple of things I enjoyed about the show, and then the rest of it's going to be negativity. So, the enjoys I got out of Impact, I like the X Division Gauntlet match they had. Yeah, it was kind of fast, and I felt like not everybody got to completely shine in the matchup, because, everybody got to do some offense, but, the two things that we got out of it, though, was, I felt like it gave Austin Aries, good heel heat, because, he didn't get, involved in the match till the very end, and then he was acting all, cocky. He's like, yeah, I had to fight all those guys, and I beat them. So, obviously he didn't do that, so it helped, his heel character out. And then when he went to shake Kendrick's hand and then just blew him off and Kendrick attacked him, I thought that was kind of cool. And then the other thing, too, about the matchup was there was a guy named, I think his name was Sorensen or something. He wrestled, most of the match, in the second half of it. So I guess he wrestled most of the second half of the match, if that makes sense. But anyway, he was, fighting Aries and kind of getting the upper hand, and then Kid Cash kind of cost him the match in general. So that could be a potential feud there, Kid Cash versus this guy. So it's something to look forward to. And then I thought Mickey James and ODB one-on-one was a pretty good knockouts match too. So I'd check out those 2 matches. But other than that, basically the negativity of the show, it's the rest of the negativity, it's storyline-wise. So we started off with Sting and Ric Flair, and they were Ric Flair's cutting a promo about how he's been gone for 2 months, and then he wants to fight Sting. And what doesn't make any sense about this was they never even set up, a time when this was going to happen. Because I was thinking, it's going to be on Impact tonight, and then you watch the rest of the show, and the match never even happened. So, number one, you're going to set up this match, but when is it going to take place? Because the only thing they did later in the show was there was, some weird backstage segment where, Flair and Sting were Flair was just walking around backstage, and he was looking for Sting or something, and then it's you're hearing noises in the background or something, and then eventually he finds Sting, and then Gunner tries to jump Sting, and Sting beats up Gunner. So, and then Flair's well, I'm not gonna fight you now. So, what was the point of setting up a match and then not even doing it? So, I just thought that was stupid. And then the second thing was I like when Flair or Sting was who wants to see Hogan wrestle one more time? Which I agree with D. Jose. I sure as hell don't want to see it. I don't know what this we business is. The only we that's involved is a we because these people are stupid. Whoever wants to see that matchup. Besides that, Hogan's gonna break his back or something in the match too. He doesn't need to wrestle anymore. Alright, then going on down the list, we had like a 1 minute match between Devon and Scott Steiner. I know the match would have been great, but I mean, we could have at least got like a few minutes of a matchup here. Like the match was over like in 1 minute, which just Steiner winning with the foot on the ropes, and I was like half expecting the ref just to like see it, and then he didn't. So it was just like way too short. I didn't even see the point of it. Robbie P and Cookie, like I guess last week they were supposed to be broken up, and then this week they just kept them arguing, and then she cost them like another match or whatever, which doesn't make any sense because last week they were talking, and he was like, "We're done, and when you say that you're done, right?" But no, they just put them back together on Impact this week, or bickering. If nothing else, couldn't they have put them back on Impact together, had them seem like everything was okay, and then have Robbie P actually wrestle in the match a little bit, get the upper hand, and then just like, whoever he's wrestling like gets the upper hand, and then Cookie tries to help him but f's up again, and then they start arguing. I mean, if you're gonna break up like a manager and a guy, and the other guy, or they're gonna have problems, why isn't it like progressively happening versus just suddenly happening and then it just like not even ends? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. I'm getting confused at what I'm talking about. That's why it doesn't make sense. Going down the list, RVD and AJ Styles. Now their match was okay. I would have liked to have seen it go longer, but I hated the ending. Like, for some reason, Jerry Lynn is costing like Rob Van Dam like matches now, like in the Bound for Glory series, which doesn't make any sense because like when you like watch the backstage thing after the matchup, which like AJ won by a DQ or something, but like you watch the thing after that, RVD's like, "You hit the Rolling Thunder and the ref was counting slow. I was trying to help you." Like, it doesn't make any sense because Jerry Lynn's a good guy, so why is he trying to interrupt a good guy from winning? If they want a rematch, that's fine. He would just normally ask him. So it really doesn't make any sense why he's like interrupting, a good guy's kind of thing. Why don't they just have him attack Rob Van Dam? Or if nothing else, why couldn't it have been Rob Van Dam versus somebody from like Immortal, I guess? And then, Immortal interferes in the matchup, and then Jerry Lynn, tries to help Rob Van Dam by beating up whoever that is, but then accidentally gets RVD disqualified in the process. I mean, if at least it looked accidental, it would make sense, but there's nothing accidental about it. He just intentionally does it. And then another thing I don't like, too, is Christopher Daniels, like, I guess wants to fight or wrestle AJ or something. And it's like, they haven't even done, like, a promo with it. So it's just like, it's kind of like if you aren't paying attention to like the commentators, you won't even know this is going on. So why is there like no like promo setting this up where Daniel says, "AJ, I want to wrestle you one more time"? It doesn't make any sense. Crimson and Angle, the promo is okay, but it's still I still just dislike the whole like Kurt Angle's like the world champion, but it's like, I don't know, to me right now it's like they're almost acting like there is no world champion. Yeah, they got the Bound for Glory series thing, but like during the promo tonight, Angle never even mentioned about he is world champion, and it was like, the same old, I'm gonna destroy all these young guys because it's what Dixie Carter wanted, blah blah blah, So I just didn't understand why this little feud couldn't be like Kurt Angle basically wanted to destroy Crimson because he sees Crimson as a threat for his championship. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't understand why the champion like doesn't want to go after like, a top guy that could be a contender kind of deal. Well, I mean, usually the contenders will go after the champion, but it's like, if nothing else, why doesn't my cat's over here, by the way, why doesn't like he want to just destroy Crimson just to eliminate competition? It doesn't make any sense. And then finally, the main event, Beer Money versus Mexican America. I don't like Anarchia. Like, he hasn't really impressed me, like, at all in TNA. Like, his mic skills are okay as far as, like, being a heel goes, but he doesn't really impress me in the ring. So I really didn't see a point of like why these guys had to win the tag titles. And then the other thing that just doesn't make sense to me is like, I know Jeff Jarrett's doing like the heel thing of like trying to, like being champion, the AAA champion of Mexico, which is funny that TNA bleeped that out. But it just doesn't make any sense to me because like, why would he be aligned with Mexican America when like Mexican America like rips on like all the gringos and how they're taking over America, blah blah blah, but then they're just aligned with Jeff Jarrett. It doesn't make any sense. Why they don't want to just beat the shit out of Jeff Jarrett, and why Serena and Rosita don't beat up Karen Jarrett. You know what I mean? I mean, if these guys are like bad guys and want to destroy like America, why are they teaming with a good old Southern boy? If you know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense. So anyway, I don't know what is tonight's perimeter. Well, the teaspoon question was 3. I have the basic 4 things I liked. That would be 7. There are 2 things I liked, which would be 9. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things. So that would be, today's perimeter is 15. So, thanks for watching, phonies. Peace out. So my final thoughts of this show, doesn't make any sense and it doesn't make any dollars. Come on, TNA. Quit doing all this fucking ecstasy and all those fucking drugs you do and quit shoving things up your ass and get back to doing a frickin' decent storyline. You guys have a good company, good wrestlers. Shape up. Otherwise, this fucking perimeter is gonna kick your ass, motherfuckers.